Matthew, enjoying his horse you'll ride on Sunday. You've only ridden him a handful of times, but he had a nice race in the Group 3 last time.
Yeah, he ran up to standard. They all seemed to come home in their handicap position. So he ran where we probably thought he was expected. But he put up a good effort in the straight, so we'll see what he can go on to do.
He drops back a couple of furlongs in trip 2000. I know you've only got limited experience on him, but do you feel that's possibly sort of a roundabout his best trip this sort?
Well, he's a stayer, so we haven't got many options anyway with him. So he seems to like Sha Tin a lot better than Happy Valley, so he's got to run somewhere.
He's a pace angle. Just having a look at the race, doesn't seem to be an abundance of speed. Do you feel he's a happy horse, certainly leading? He has shown his best form from the front.
He's just, again, he's pretty much one pace. He's happy where he's comfortable. As long as he can keep striding out, he'll be hitting the line reasonably well.
And obviously from gate number 4, I guess that, it's a relatively small field, but it does allow you the opportunity, I suppose, to be able to roll forward quite easily.
Yeah, well, hopefully the rest of the field knows his racing pattern and just lets us go on with it.
Matthew, Light of WANSHI is a horse that you're gradually getting closer to winning on. A couple of placings on him, and he'll carry the top weight on Sunday afternoon.
Yes, he's been running up to a standard again. He's been a bit unlucky. Last time I thought he should have won regardless of the slight delay in the straight, because he's possessed a ton of foot. I was a bit disappointed that he didn't want to go on with it, because I felt as he came out he should have gone straight past them. So I was slightly disappointed with that he didn't put his ears back and go straight on past them. But it is what it is, so hopefully he can go better this time.
I guess last time as well, he obviously didn't get the clearest of passages. So, I mean, there's probably that element of a little bit of hard luck, I suppose, given the nature of the performance last time.
Well, that's a bit of a sort of on the fence point, because I said I wasn't too worried because I was following the first two in the first couple in the market, and I was happy with my run I was getting, and I knew he had a ton of foot. I was more disappointed with the way when he came up and ranged up to them, he didn't want to go on with it. So hopefully he's more focused this time and he hits the line with a bit more authority, and then hopefully we see a bit more of him.
Is he the type of horse that just needs to be covered up for as long as possible?
That's the thing with these sort of horses. You can either make the run on them and hopefully pull a break, or you can get them late, but as they've got to show up mentally, and then they're more capable of getting the job done.
And I know at top weight never easy, obviously, to win the competitive nature of racing here in Hong Kong, but do you think he's a horse that can certainly carry it competitively in a race like this?
Well, it seems to be pretty open, I think, the race. Hopefully the pace will be pretty even, and he gets a nice enough run in transit. And again, I said, the most important thing is he decides to hit the line well.
Luke, amazing teens. It goes up in grade to this Sunday.
Yeah, he won well. He'd drawn awkwardly, and it was a good effort.
It certainly was. The ride received plenty of plaudits from one or two horsemen who had observed it. Was that the difference between winning and losing the race?
Maybe not the difference between winning and losing, but definitely helps when they can get a nice ride.
You certainly kept the second in, and that was the one you beat, of course. Just with him, obviously, going up in grade, he's got 16 pounds less to carry. That's obviously a plus, but what about him going up in grade? He has got, of course, some distance for him.
Yeah, that's probably he's probably getting to his level, but like you say, down in weight always helps.
Just given obviously the nature of all-weather racing, without putting too much of a dampener on things, it's obviously never as strong as perhaps turf racing. Do you think it's an opportunity for a horse like him to take another step forward and perhaps pick off a little race like this?
Yeah, well, it definitely gives him his chance, and he obviously he enjoyed it last time, and off the back of a confidence-building win, it puts him in with a great chance.
Talking of confidence-building wins, you've completed the set now with a win at Happy Valley during the week. That was nice to tick off.
It was, yeah. I would have been annoyed with myself if I got to the end of the season and hadn't ridden a winner there, but it was. I've ticked that box now, so hopefully there's a few more to come.
Joe, excellent proposal is your mount in this year's Lion Rock Trophy, a race that you've got a very good record in. Looking forward to riding him?
Yeah, he's been racing well. Apparently he's found his form again, and it's a race which I'm quite familiar with, and apparently I've got a very good ride to be competitive in the race. I know it's that is few horses there with good forms as well, But I believe he's up to that, and hopefully he does his best.
Yeah, your horse has got some very good form. Obviously, the most recent piece of form was third in the Champions Mile behind Golden 60. Now, when you came in off that race, you said to me that that's the best horse I've ever seen in Hong Kong. Yours ran third. The form is rock solid.
Well, definitely. He's been running against outstanding horses. So apparently this is not the same class of horse that he's going to be running against. So that gives me even more confidence that he's capable to win this race. Once again, I gotta express, it is a strong race. There is few horses there that also will be very competitive, but I'm going into the race with plenty of confidence.
Yeah, obviously, I think with a horse like him, you can be obviously on the best of his form, especially. Recent trial for him, Joe, as well. He looked to trial quite nicely leading up to this.
He did. He trialled very well. He's in good form, and I see no reason why he wouldn't be able to produce his best.
Have the gallops replicated the trial as well?
I haven't been on him on his gallops, but apparently he's in good form. He's doing everything all right. So we just gotta wait for the race day.
Finally, would it fill you with a bit of fulfilment to win on this horse this season? Now, he's had a winless campaign, and I mean, without doing him too much of a disservice, he is a little bit frustrating, I think it's fair to say. How much would it mean to you just to finally tick that win on this horse this season?
Yeah, as you know, I won a few races with him early on his career here in Hong Kong, and then at his main win, I wasn't on board. So it is a bit of a disappointment for myself, not being on him when he won his biggest race. Would be a very meaningful thing for me if I can get him to win after coming from a long period of time without winning another race. So I'm not that looking forward to the race.
Joe, SAKEWIN is arguably one of the most progressive and impressive horses we've seen recently here in Hong Kong. He goes to the well again on Sunday, and he bids to make it 3 from 3.
Well, apparently he seems to be capable to do it, hasn't he? He's been doing everything straightforward. Very nice horse to ride, does everything correctly, and honestly, I'm not expecting to do anything different.
Just on the nature of those two successes, I mean, visually very impressive. It was quite noticeable actually on his debut how sort of quickly he jumped from an outside gate as well. He's a very impressive horse in every sort of aspect, isn't he?
Yeah, he's got gate speed, and he's got a good turn of foot. I mean, he can be sitting up there with them on the pace, and then when he's being asked at the last for long and a half, he does accelerate again, which impresses me the most. As you highlight yourself when you first mentioned about him, he is a promising horse. I guess where he's sitting at the moment, rating-wise, it's quite far off where he's going to get to.
That's incredible you should say that. I mean, he's 73 now after only 2 runs. Recent gallop as well, he went with a lead horse. Do you feel he's matured and come on? I mean, the gallop looked quite impressive.
The gallop felt great. He seems in good form, in good condition. I wouldn't say he has improved a lot, but I would say he's a little bit more relaxed, which is normal for a horse after having a couple of races. And I will just repeat, I'm just looking forward to riding him on the weekend. He's promising. He's
had 2 runs on different types of ground. I know it's probably too early to form a really strong opinion, but do you feel he's a bit more better on one or the other, or is he just very adaptable?
I wouldn't appoint which ground he feels better, but apparently his form indicates that he can run on both. So I just hope that on the day he's able to put it all together and then dashes home.
David, fantastic treasure. It'd be great to see him back at the races on Sunday, and I bet you more than most are looking forward to putting the saddle on his back.
Yeah, after the fractured sprint bone, he had a long layoff, missed the Classic Series, which was a shame because he looked like he was going to be a contender. But he's going to arrive on Sunday a much more bigger, developed horse. And I'm really happy the way he's improved since the easy time.
Talking of the time he's had off, he's had a couple of trials recently now. He looks to have come through both of those trials in extremely good form. He's won both of them. Have you and the team been happy with that?
Yeah, he's won them both, not really trying to win the trials, just using them for fitness. So look, whatever he does from barrier 11 in the upper class, I think he'll be improved, but it wouldn't surprise me if he could win first up either.
You're a man of plenty of experience, David, of course, and obviously you know the perils of training racehorses. How frustrating was it that this horse got stopped in his tracks? Because, I mean, he was, as you say, going into a 4-year-old series looking like a prime contender.
Yeah, he was, at the time, he was, I think, a top 3 contender, and his lead-up run was 1:33. His last run was excellent. and incredibly frustrating because he went to the Valley, trialled well, and then the next piece of work, Blake complained that he felt a little bit short, and he cooled down very sore, and he'd thrown a splint, and a bad splint. It had a little crack in it, so he was what we call fracture lame. But to his credit, he's really recovered. We've given him the time, and he's really sound now. One thing about splints, once they heal, they're not a problem.
Yeah, absolutely. Great insight, David. Just with him, obviously, he's a horse you say has developed. Did you always expect that with this horse?
Not as much as he has.
Right.
I thought he was quite a good-looking horse before it happened, but he's quite a beast now. I think he might have come up, noticeable amount. I think when they see him parade, he's a bigger horse.
It's almost a scary thought in the best possible sense of the word, I suppose. And just finally, going forward, I mean, perhaps a Premier Cup, would that be on the horizon? Should he come through this?
Look, if he runs well, certainly. If he ran well in that, and then on the final day, we may run in the trophy race, because he's had the whole season off, basically, and that'll let us know whether he'd be better kept to sprinting or going out to a mile towards the races next season.